succulent growers, it's Lynn, and in today's video we're going to be bubble wrapping our new cactus and succulent polytunnel that we got from Polytunnels NI, and we're going to be sharing the process in this video, and hopefully you'll get some tips and tricks if you have to bubble wrap your greenhouse or your polytunnel now the winter's coming. Now, apologies for my croaky voice, I've got a really bad cold at the moment and feeling as weak as a kitten, but you have to do what you have to do and you have to carry on, because the quicker we get this done, the quicker we can start moving all the cacti succulents back into their new polytunnel, so which we're really excited about. So apologies for me sounding a bit Dalek croaky like. And what we're going to be doing in this video, obviously we've got the bubble wrap all here, and it's outdoor greenhouse UV bubble roll, and that means it's protected with UV. So some of the bubble wrap, when it gets a lot of sunlight, it can go very yellow, but this is going to stay like that. I've also got some special tape as well that's specially for greenhouses and polytunnels. Now, it's duct tape, but it's called repair tape, and it's transparent. And it's UV resistant, so again it's not going to go yellow when the sun shines on it. It's waterproof, which is really important, because although we're going to be using this tape to tape the bubble wrap on the inside and not the outside, obviously greenhouses and polytunnels do create condensation with the heat attracting to it in the winter especially, so you need something waterproof, and it's ideal for use on glass and plastic, and you can use it inside and outside. You can also use it as a repair kit as well, so hopefully not. If the polytunnel cover rips and we have a storm or anything like that, you can also use this. This is thick durable plastic for repairs. It's going to be perfect for the bubble wrap, and that's what we're going to be doing today in today's video. So if you didn't see the other videos I've done on the whole process of this polytunnel, including the construction of the polytunnel, and do go and watch them videos. Also when we put the terrapolin floor covering down as well, and we fix the little gaps under the door as well, do check them videos out. They'll all be down below and up above in the video description. And me and Hansi are going to do this together. Hansi's very tall, so he's going to have the main job of reaching the top of the roof on the little step stool, as you can see. And yes, it's another wet, heavily raining day in Ireland. So then, let's get going. Now guys, that's the first part done here. We've just put the bottom layer on. We were going to start on the roof, but I'm just saying it's better to do it this way. And we've stapled in on the side here onto the wood to secure it. And that's the first part done. And then obviously what we normally do, what we did with the last one, we fed the bubble wrap through the poles, but these poles have actually they're sort of really tight onto the polytunnel. We don't want to lift it up because obviously it's got the shock tape on, so we may have to put the bubble wrap over these poles. We'll see how we go, but that's the first part done anyway. That's the other side done, all on there, and then Hans is just stapling it onto the wood so it's not going to come away. And then what we've done as well, we've put some of the duct clear waterproof tape over this. It also sticks to the metal as well really well, just to stop any of the bubble wrap from flopping over, so it's quite secure. Now before we carry on with the other strip going across, we're going to do the doors now, and Hans is going to be able to staple this into the wood to completely make it all draft proof and insulated for when the plants come in. Hans is putting the second layer on there, and stapling into the wood so the bubble wrap is strongly on there. And it means we can still open the door, not that we need to really open it in the winter, but we can still open it if we had to. That's the back door all bubble wrapped, and then Hans is using some of the clear duct tape there just to secure the bubble wrap together. Happy days. And then we're going to do the big main double doors and bubble wrap them as well. It's the first layer gone onto the double doors at the front here. Now we're going to put another layer going across, give it a bit of double insulation. And Hans has then, as I say, stapled these into here, so it's not going to blow off. Hans has just put the clear duct tape then between the joins of the bubble wrap to safely put it together.
Yeah.
That's the double doors done. Happy days. And we might get a little hook to attach onto this so we can hook it in. So if I'm working in here, it's don't have to work. Yeah, lock it from inside as well. That could be really good. And we've just put bubble wrap over this, obviously, because we probably in the winter only be using this door to come in and out of, and then we can take this side away here with the lock, and so we've got the double doors open in the spring and summertime. So happy days. A good piece done already with the bubble wrapping. Now guys, it's the next day. We had to stop yesterday because when we were putting the polytunnel, the bubble wrap at the sides, we found the tape wasn't sticking that well, so we couldn't obviously put the bubble wrap here because we've got the shock tape here attached to the pole. So we had to think of another idea of how we were going to put the bubble wrap onto the sides and the roof of the polytunnel, and where it was going to stay there. And we've come up with a bit of an idea. We put our heads together yesterday afternoon, and we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing here. And we also went and got some more bubble wrap as well. We had three rolls, but we went and got another 3 because it means we're going to double bubble wrap to give it extra heat and insulation in here. So happy days, and happy to say today the sun is actually out, and beautiful day today, and lovely temperature in here. So great to carry on. We've also got a little handle that we've put on here as well, so it means when we're in here we can close it tight, and Hans is putting a little hook as well.
Yeah, so you can close it when you are indoors, so you don't have to. Yeah.
Great.
So I don't have to lock you in. Even if that would be a pleasure.
I'm sure there's many times that Hans would like to. What we're doing here is we're using this piece of wood here to put on the back of the polytunnel to attach it to the back, and that's where we're going to be putting the hooks on to hook through the bubble wrap. So there we go. Hans has put the piece of wood at the back there and cut a little piece away for the bars, and that means then we can attach the these special sort of wheel rods where we can then hang over the bubble wrap. Probably wonder what the hell are we doing, but you'll soon find out.
Yeah, step by step.
Step by step. Now we're putting in these hooks there so we can string up the bubble wrap. Now Hans is putting on some little lockers and looping over the metal wire here. This is the metal wire, and that's what we're going to attach to the back wall to string up the bubble wrap. Now that's the steel cable by Dial, just in case you needed to get one of these to string up the bubble wrap in your greenhouse or polytunnel. And these are the double wire rope clips that we're attaching to the wire there. So there we go, we've put the wires all going across, and that means now when we put the bubble wrap we can just slide the bubble wrap under it, and it's a great way to get the bubble wrap to stay on. I'll get Hansi there to talk a bit more about it.
You can talk, but just show what we have done here. Here is the hooks, and here you see the wire tenser where you can tense the wire, and this locks, and these blocks here are rolling on so all the way, and yeah, there you see it. Now we shall put this more together here so we can tense it a bit more. It's a little bit of work, but if you do it now you don't have to worry later on.
Now it's time to start feeding the bubble wrap through the poles and the wire. I'm just putting it through then down onto the other side, and then we're going to be double bubble wrapping it as I mentioned, so to give it the extra insulation. Now guys, what we've done, you'll laugh, we're not putting our Christmas decorations up or anything like that in here. What we noticed when we were putting the bubble wrap, obviously we put these wires to feed it through the roof. When we push this through, obviously the tape isn't working, as I mentioned, on this plastic, because it's just, I don't know whether it's too shiny or what, but it's not holding. And it was hanging down like this and it looked awful. So obviously we want the bubble wrap to be quite tight to the roof, so we've got the space in here. So what we've had to put our heads together again and come up with another solution. And should this help you guys as well, if you have to do this to your polytunnel with a bubble wrap, is we've managed to get some, here it's like this sort of wire. This is actually just what they call washing line wire here. And we've taped it to the side here of the metal poles of the polytunnel, looping it across. And we've been able to actually feed it through here. We haven't been able to do that with here because obviously the shock tape is too tight and we don't want to put any pressure on the shock tape. But we've been able to feed it through this because it's a bit more looser, and done another line of it there. And then when we put the bubble wrap through, it means then the bubble wrap can be close to the sides and it's not going to fall and hang. So yeah, it's crazy, but there's a way around everything. You'll see what we mean when we show you when it's done. So there we go guys, we've put all the line all going across, and you can see what we're doing because put the first part of the bubble wrap here, and this little wire then holds the bubble wrap in place. So otherwise, because the tape doesn't stick onto this clear cover, this bubble wrap would just fall forward. So it stops it from falling forward and keeps the bubble wrap tight to the polytunnel. That's a lot of the bubble wrap all on there, as you can see. And Hans is just feeding it through on there. And the difference in the heat in here, it's unbelievable. And as you can see, the bubble wrap is not affecting the light levels in any way. It's still really, really bright, and sunshine coming right through. It's going to be great insulation for the plants over the winter time. Woohoo! That's a lot of it all bubble wrapped, as you can see. And then we just have to do the sides here, and then go over it again with another layer of bubble wrap. So far so good. And yes, it's raining again guys, can you hear that? Very therapeutic in here. Woohoo guys, Hans is just enjoying a nice cuppa, and that's completely, the polytunnel completely bubble wrapped from top to bottom, and all the doors and the sides done as well. And then we're going to be putting, we've got 2 rolls of bubble wrap left, so we're going to be putting some more bubble wrap just to double insulate the polytunnel, mostly onto the roof part and down the side. So that's going to give it extra insulation, and you can see how amazingly bright it is still with the bubble wrap. So this is absolutely brilliant. It also makes the polytunnel a little bit more private from anyone outside walking along the roads as well. They can't really see what we've got in here, which is better. So now it's time to double bubble wrap for extra insulation. And what we're going to be doing is, the first bubble wrap, we put the bubbles coming out. The second
into the polytunnel.
Into the polytunnel.
Yeah,
and this second layer
is out from the polytunnel.
Is going out from the polytunnel, so it's going to make it even more insulated.
So bubble meets bubble.
Bubble meets bubble. Now, because we put these this rope around this washing line on here, and also the metal lines on the roof here, it stops the bubble wrap from falling down, so it acts as a bit of support and helps it keep it close to the polytunnel sides as well. So that's a good little tip if you're bubble wrapping your polytunnel. Here Hans is feeding the second layer of bubble wrap through the line. Hans is just taping that to the top of the polytunnel there with the clear waterproof tape. Happy days. And as I say, these strings hanging up at the top that we've put on, the wires. That stops the polytunnel, the bubble wrap from falling down and flopping down, I should say, and keeps it much closer to the roof of the polytunnel. So double layers. So it's all now nice and cozy in here, and polytunnel has been double bubble wrapped. We put the floor cover down and we've sealed any of the gaps that we had in the door underneath there, as I mentioned in previous videos. So do you know what that means now, guys? From tomorrow onwards, or the next few days, we're going to be able to start bringing in all the cacti and succulents back into this wonderful new polytunnel. Yay! And it's actually getting quite dark here at the moment, and obviously we won't be starting it probably till the day after next, because me and Hans are going to have a bit of a day off tomorrow, and plus the fact that I'm still getting over this nasty bug, as you can hear in my voice. It took us 3 days to completely bubble wrap this polytunnel, but double bubble wrapped. It's going to be nice and cozy for the plants in the winter, and still lets tons of light through as well. Excuse me. So it's going to be absolutely amazing for the plants. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and do stay tuned for lots of videos coming up over the next few days when we bring from these polytunnel, when we start bringing in all of the plants. And when I bring them in, we're going to probably throw some shade cloth or probably some extra bubble wrap over them, just to protect them from the extra light, because they have been indoors in the house. I had a lot of them boxed up, and we had to take the lids off the boxes and put grow lights over them, because they've been in the house for 2 weeks now, and they're going to have to acclimatise more slowly to the brighter light in here. But after a couple of days, it'll be fine to lift the cover off them, and then I'll be able to rearrange them all onto the tables, and going to have a wonderful time doing that, guys. So if you haven't done already, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Hansi too. And you can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon. And also check my website out, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to wish you all a fantastic plant-powered day. Bubble wrapping day.